I sat in my truck with my hands still clenching the steering wheel like I might rip it off. My jaw hurt from how tight I was clenching it, but my cheek burned worse. I could still feel the sting of Monica's palm across my face. I'd barely touched her, just brushed behind her chair to get to the other side of the table, and the next thing I knew, she was on her feet, shouting that I'd grabbed her. Before I could say a word, she slapped me in front of 30 people, clients, co-workers, people I've known for years. Alana didn't even flinch. She just looked at me coldly and said, "You need to apologize, or you need to leave." That was it. No. What the hell just happened? No asking if I was okay. No nothing. I didn't say a word. I turned, walked out of that overpriced steakhouse in downtown Charlotte, and didn't stop moving until I was in my truck. Now, I was just sitting there, parked under a flickering streetlight in some alley behind a bar, wondering how the hell I let it get this far. Quick note. Before we go on, tell me, which city or country are you watching from? Let's be clear. I didn't grope Monica. I didn't even touch her back. My hand barely brushed the chair. It was a tight space. She was leaned back in her seat, and I just needed to get by. That's all it was. But Monica. She stood up, pointed right in my face, and yelled, "Don't ever touch me like that again." Then came the slap. And Alana, my wife, the company's legal director, didn't blink. She went full corporate damage control. Sided with her boss, just like always. I'd been in that company's shadow for years, always playing support to Alana's ladder climbing, taking Monica's snide little digs, her power trips, her smug little smiles. All of it. For what? For Alana's career. Tonight I saw the truth. Monica could do anything, anything, and Alana would back her, even against me. I slammed my fist against the steering wheel, then forced myself to breathe. No more. I wasn't going to be humiliated in front of my peers, disrespected in front of my wife, and then crawl back like nothing happened. I wiped my face, turned the key in the ignition, and pulled out into the street. I wasn't going home, not yet. I took a left at the gas station by the interstate and just kept driving. Didn't know where I was going, didn't care. My hands were tight on the wheel, knuckles white, and I could still feel the heat where Monica hit me. But that wasn't the part tearing me up. It was Alana. I couldn't shake the way she looked at me, like I was a problem to be managed, like she didn't know me at all. I rolled down the window, let the night air slap me in the face. My heart was pounding so loud, it drowned out the road noise. I felt like I was going to explode, but I didn't. I just kept driving. I passed strip malls, gas stations, some dive bar I used to hit with buddies from college, then a neighborhood I didn't recognize. Everything blurred together. But I saw it all for what it was. The life I'd built around Alana's climb. Every move we made, every house, dinner party, vacation. It was all planned around her career, her job, her boss, and that boss. Monica had taken little jabs at me for years, always smiling, always joking, calling me Mr. Stay-at-Home when I freelanced, asking if I was in between things. Once even said Alana was too sharp for a guy like me. And I'd let it roll off, every damn time. Told myself it didn't matter, told myself I was supporting my wife. But now I couldn't ignore it. Alana never once defended me, never told Monica to back off. Hell, she did the same thing, cut me off mid-sentence in front of people, acted like my opinions were embarrassing. I gritted my teeth and reached for my phone. Logan. We'd grown up 2 blocks apart in Concord, joined the same baseball team at 8, got in trouble in high school for lighting off fireworks behind the gym. He went into private security after the Army, then started his own PI firm downtown. He picked up on the 3rd ring. "Dude, it's almost midnight," he said, his voice raspy. "You in jail or just drunk?" "Neither," I said. "I need you to find out everything you can about Monica Hines." There was a pause. Alana's boss. "Yeah? Man, what the hell happened?" I sucked in a breath. "Let's just say she crossed a line tonight, and Alana let her. I'm done letting that woman walk over me." I could hear Logan waking up as he talked. "You want surveillance? Background check? Dirt. What are we talking here? Whatever you can find. Emails, property records, financials. I want everything." He let out a low whistle. "You think she's hiding something. I think she's too damn polished not to be." He didn't argue. "All right, I'll start digging in the morning, but you better be ready. People like Monica, they always got something buried." "I'm ready," I said. No, I mean it. You go looking under rocks. Be prepared for what crawls out. I stared out at the red light ahead, waiting for it to change. I'm not looking for revenge, I said. I want truth. I want justice. That's it. Copy that, Logan said. I'll be in touch. I hung up and finally turned the truck toward home. I didn't blast music. Didn't think about what I'd say to Alana. I just drove. For the first time in years, I wasn't worried about keeping the peace or staying in my lane. I wasn't going to be the quiet husband at the company table anymore. I pulled into our driveway just before 2. Lights were off, house looked the same, but something in me had changed. I sat there for a minute, engine ticking as it cooled, then I shut it off and stepped out. No more excuses, no more swallowing it. This time, I was going to fight back. I opened the front door slow, expecting quiet, but not the kind I got. This wasn't sleep silence. This was the kind that waited for a fight. Light was on in the kitchen. I heard her heels on the tile before I saw her. Alana stood by the sink with her arms crossed, still in that sharp navy dress from dinner. Not a hair out of place, like nothing rattled her, like none of this was her fault. You finally decided to come home, she said without turning around. I didn't answer. I kicked off my boots, walked straight to the fridge, and grabbed a bottle of water. My hands were still tight. She spun to face me. What the hell was that tonight? I took a sip. You tell me. You humiliated Monica. You stormed out like a child. She slapped me, Alana, in public, over nothing. You bumped into her. She rolled her eyes like I was being petty. It looked bad. You should have just apologized and moved on. I stared at her. Are you serious? She was startled. You know how careful she has to be with stuff like that? Perception matters. I let the bottle hang from my hand. If I had slapped her in front of the whole team, would you be telling her to apologize to me? She opened her mouth, closed it. That half second was all I needed. Exactly, I said. She's my boss, she snapped. My job? No, I cut her off. Your loyalty. That's what we're talking about. Your boss crossed a line, and instead of defending me, you stood there like some HR robot reading a script. Her mouth tightened. You're being dramatic. Am I? I took a step closer, voice low. You've been taking her side for years. You laugh at her digs, pretend not to hear her little jabs. And when I say something, you act like I'm the problem. She's tough on everyone. She's not tough. She's a bully, I shot back. And you. You've let her come between us so many times I stopped counting. Alana let out a sharp breath. I'm not doing this with you right now. I nodded slowly, like something in me was finally clicking into place. Yeah, that sounds about right. She narrowed her eyes. What's that supposed to mean? It means I'm done talking in circles, I said. You made your choice tonight. Loud and clear. Don't twist this, she said, stepping toward me. You made it worse with your little exit stunt. I laughed, cold, hollow. You think that was a stunt? That was restraint. She scoffed. You're overreacting. I looked her in the eye, and for the first time in years, I felt nothing. Not rage, not heartbreak, just done. Go ahead and keep defending her, I said, turning toward the hallway. Just don't expect me to keep standing beside you while you do. I left her standing there under that too bright kitchen light. No yelling. No slammed doors. Just footsteps on hardwood, steady and final. I didn't sleep, not even a little. Laid on the couch most of the night, staring at the ceiling, replaying that kitchen standoff over and over until it was burned into my skull. Alana never came in, never checked on me. Maybe she knew better, or maybe she just didn't care. At 7:43 the next morning, my phone buzzed. Logan, got something, you'll want to see this. I sat up, heart already racing. I didn't brush my teeth, didn't change. Just grabbed my keys and headed out. Logan's office sat in a 3-story brick building over a pawn shop and some old barber shop on Graham Street. No name on the door, just a buzzer and the smell of burnt coffee in the hallway. When I walked in, he was already at his desk, surrounded by folders, a laptop, open to some spreadsheet, and a half-eaten breakfast sandwich. You look like hell, he said, nodding toward the empty chair across from him. Didn't come here to flirt, I muttered. He smirked, then reached down and pulled out a thick manila folder, dropped it in front of me with a thud. Monica Hines, queen of the cold-hearted boardroom, he said. Turns out she's not so squeaky clean. I opened it. Inside were copies of emails, hotel invoices, credit card statements, and what looked like handwritten notes signed with initials. I flipped through slowly, page by page. My throat got tight. "She's been having an affair with a junior exec at her company for the past 4 years," Logan said. "Name's Tyler Grant. She was his direct supervisor until he got bumped to another department last year." I looked up. "How'd you get this?" "Same way I always do," he said, leaning back. "Her company's expense reports are public since they get state contracts. She's been booking double suites under her name and listing client meetings in cities where no clients exist. Oh, and this..." He pulled out a printed photo from the folder. "That's the condo she owns under a shell company. Tyler's been seen entering and leaving 3 nights a week." I stared at the building in the photo. Modern, glassy, expensive. Way out of place for someone like Tyler. "And the hush money?" I asked. Logan tapped the emails. "One of the admin assistants she fired last year got a severance package 5 times the standard rate. Real quiet exit. No LinkedIn updates, no social posts. I tracked her down through her cousin. She wouldn't talk, but the money trail speaks loud enough." I sat back in the chair, breathing slow. It wasn't just some scandal. Monica built her whole rep on discipline, integrity, no-nonsense leadership. And here she was, cheating, covering it up, using company money to keep it quiet. Logan studied my face. "What do you want to do with this?" I closed the folder and sat still for a second. My hands weren't shaking. My voice didn't crack. "I don't want revenge," I said. "I want justice." He nodded, serious now. "You sure? Once this goes out, it's not coming back. It'll get ugly, public. Alana might get pulled into it." "She already chose her side," I said. "Now she can deal with the fallout." He slid the folder across the desk toward me. "You want a digital backup?" "Yeah," I said, standing. "Send it to my secure email." He nodded. "What's next?" "I'm not sure yet," I said, "but I know I'm not letting her keep pretending she's untouchable." As I turned to leave, Logan called out, "Hey, be careful. People like Monica, when their image starts to crack, they'll burn everything down to protect it." I looked over my shoulder. "Let her try." I pulled into the driveway just past 10, headlights sweeping across the porch like a warning. The house was lit up like she'd been pacing for hours. I didn't rush getting out, grabbed the folder off the passenger seat, locked the door behind me, and walked inside like I had nothing to explain. Alana was waiting in the living room, arms crossed, lips pressed tight. She didn't even let me get my shoes off. "Where have you been?" I hung my keys on the hook. Out. She stepped forward. "It's 10 o'clock. You didn't answer your phone. You think that's okay?" I stared at her for a second. "I didn't think you cared where I was." Her mouth opened, but I didn't give her time to bite back. "I'm done being your second priority," I said, voice even. "What the hell does that mean?" She snapped. "It means I'm tired of being the guy you only stand beside when it's convenient," I said. "You want to talk about what's okay? Let's start there." She blinked, thrown off by how calm I was. "You're not making any sense," she said, tone shifting. "You storm out, don't call, and now you're what? Playing victim." I shook my head slowly. "No, I'm finally seeing things clearly." She scoffed. "You're being ridiculous. This is stress. You got embarrassed in front of people, and now you're spiraling." "Stress," I repeated. "Right. That's what you're going with." She crossed her arms again, more defensive now. "I've had a lot on my plate. I've been under pressure at work, and Monica, she's intense, but you're twisting everything." "I'm not twisting a damn thing," I said. "I'm reacting to how I've been treated for years." Alana's eyes narrowed. "You're acting like I've done something awful." I took a step forward. "You took her side. In front of everyone. When I needed you the most, you turned your back." "She's my boss. I didn't have a choice." "You always have a choice," I snapped. "And you always choose her." She looked away for half a second, then back. "You don't understand how this works." "No, you don't," I said. "You've tied yourself so tight to Monica, you can't even see how deep you're in it. You think she cares about you. You're just another soldier she uses to protect her image." She let out a dry laugh. "This is insane. You're paranoid." I didn't blink. "Keep laughing. Her lies are going to catch up with her, and when they do, you're going down with her." That shut her up, just for a second, but it was enough. Her face didn't crack, but her posture did. Her chin dipped just slightly, and I saw the shift. She wasn't sure anymore, not completely. "What are you even talking about?" she asked, voice quieter now. I'm saying your loyalty to Monica is going to cost you more than just this marriage, I said. You picked the wrong person to protect. She shook her head like I was being dramatic again, but her eyes gave her away. You don't know what you're doing, she said. I know exactly what I'm doing. I walked past her, straight down the hall. She didn't follow, just stood there in that perfect living room with her perfect self-control, trying to act like none of this was slipping through her fingers. But it was, and we both knew it. I'd just sat down with a cup of coffee when I heard the knock, sharp, hard, impatient. I already knew. I opened the door, and there they were. Monica standing in front like she owned the damn place, Alana a step behind her, arms crossed and stiff. Monica was in full CEO mode. Blazer, heels, that fake calm smile stretched too tight across her face. Can we come in? She asked, like it wasn't already decided. I stepped aside without a word and let them in. I didn't offer coffee, didn't ask how they were, just closed the door and followed them into the living room. We're here, Monica started, setting her bag down like she was at a deposition, to give you a chance to do the right thing. I raised an eyebrow. Is that right? She nodded. You caused a scene. Your behavior was inappropriate. What happened at dinner was unfortunate, but it's not too late to make things right. An apology, formal and in writing, would go a long way in settling this. I walked over to the hallway table, picked up the folder I'd left out the night before, and dropped it onto the coffee table between us. You sure you want to do this right now? I asked. She smirked. There's nothing in that folder I haven't already seen. Good, I said. Then you won't be surprised. I opened it and flipped straight to the hotel invoices. Let's start with Chicago, I said, laying out the pages. Double suites, booked under your name, no clients, same dates Tyler Grant logged sick days. Monica stiffened. I flipped again. Then we've got New Orleans. Same pattern. And here. I laid down the photo of the condo. Owned by a shell company tied to one of your husband's holding accounts. But Tyler's the one using it. Alana stepped forward, staring at the papers like they might change if she looked long enough. Wait, what is this? She's been sleeping with Tyler for 4 years, I said, paying hush money through padded expense reports and severance packages. That's not true, Monica snapped, but her voice cracked. I turned the page to the email logs. It's all there. Names, dates, wire transfers. You want to keep pretending. Go ahead, but the truth doesn't need your permission. Alana turned to Monica, eyes wide. Is this real? Monica's jaw tightened. I don't owe either of you an explanation. I stepped back. That's not what you said when you came knocking for an apology. She glared at me, full of that same venom I'd seen at the steakhouse. You've always been a bitter little man. This tantrum, it's pathetic. You slapped me in public, I said, voice like stone. Now your world's falling apart, and you think you can insult your way out. The front door opened again. We all turned. Tall guy, maybe early 50s, suit jacket in one hand, confusion all over his face. Monica's husband. Hey, what's going on? He asked, stepping inside. Alana said there was an issue. I didn't say a word. I just handed him the photo of the condo and the first page of the bank logs. He read them, quietly, carefully, then looked at Monica. You son of a bitch, he muttered. Monica shot toward him. Don't read into it. It's complicated. You've been lying to my face for years. Okay, let's all calm down, Alana said, trying to step between them. No, I said, raising my voice. No more calming down. No more cover-ups. Everyone in this room has choices to make, and I've already made mine. Monica grabbed her bag and headed for the door. You'll regret this. You don't know who you're messing with. Actually, I said, following her out, I know exactly who I'm messing with. That's the difference now. Alana hesitated. She looked at me like she was seeing me for the first time. You blindsided me. No, I said. You've just been blind. And now you get to live with that. She stepped back, shook her head slowly, still trying to find the version of this where she came out on top. I opened the door wide. You all need to leave, now. No one argued. Monica's husband was the last one out. Didn't even look at her. I closed the door behind them and locked it, then stood there, hand still on the knob. Alana had her choice, but I wasn't standing around waiting to see what she picked. I was fixing coffee in the kitchen when my phone buzzed on the counter. Logan, you free? Got something? Bring aspirin? I didn't ask questions, just grabbed my keys and left. Alana was still in the bedroom, silent since the blowout. I didn't say goodbye. She didn't ask where I was going. By the time I hit Logan's office, he already had the blinds closed and a folder waiting on his desk, thicker than the last. "This one's uglier," he said, sliding it toward me. She got scared. Started digging. I sat down and opened it. First page, my name, age, SSN. Below that, employment history, school records, credit checks, pages and pages of it. "She hired a private intel firm," Logan said. "Not the usual PI stuff. This was corporate-level digging, real money." He leaned forward. "They pulled your DMV records, bank history, ran surveillance on your house, followed you twice, once last week, once before the dinner." I flipped to the next section. Photos of me at the grocery store, at the gym, at Logan's office. "She had eyes on you days before that slap." My blood ran cold. "They called your old boss," he added. "Pretended to be a background verification agency. Wanted dirt. Didn't find much, but the intent was clear. She was prepping to destroy your name." I stared at the pictures, proof that Monica had been planning to bury me before anything even happened. Footsteps creaked down the hallway outside the office. The door was cracked. Then I heard her voice. "Alana." "I followed you," she said quietly, stepping into the room. "You didn't answer me, so I followed you." I stood up fast, folder still in my hand. "You spying on me now, too?" She shook her head. "No, I needed to know where you were going. Why you've been acting like this." Logan stood. "I should give you 2 a minute." "No," I said. "Stay." Alana glanced at the file in my hands. "What is that?" I opened it and handed her the photo of me outside our house with the timestamp. "That's what your boss has been up to." She studied it. Her expression didn't crack at first. But when she saw the notes, the phone records, the log of who was contacted, including my old boss, her face dropped. This wasn't company protocol," she said. "This isn't standard HR stuff." "No kidding," I snapped. "This wasn't business. This was personal. She wanted leverage. She told me she needed to verify a few things, just in case. She used you as a shield while she lined up a hit on me," I said, voice rising. "And you let her." Alana stepped back, eyes darting like she was trying to make the pieces fit in some other way. "I didn't know," she whispered. I didn't soften. "You didn't want to know." Tears welled up. "I swear I didn't know she went this far. If I had, I would have stopped it. I thought it was just damage control." I held the folder up. "This isn't damage control. This is war." She stepped closer. "Please, let's fix this. Let me fix it." I shook my head. "We're past that." She reached out like she was going to touch me, but I backed away. "I'm filing for divorce." Her hand dropped. "You don't mean that." "I do," I said. "You made your choice, Alana. Over and over again. You chose Monica. Now you can have whatever's left of her." Tears fell, but I didn't feel anything. No guilt, no regret, just clarity. "You're really ending this." "I'm ending being your second option," I said. "I should have done it years ago." I turned to Logan. "Send me digital copies." He nodded. Alana just stood there, shoulders shaking, folder still in her hands. I didn't look back. It didn't take long. 3 days after that last meeting, Logan dropped the hammer. He didn't tell me when, just said, "Watch the headlines tomorrow." I woke up to Monica's face plastered across every local news site in Charlotte. CEO Monica Hines accused of corporate fraud. Secret affair with executive. The article didn't hold back. Anonymous tips, financial documents, surveillance records. They had everything. Her company issued a statement by noon. "An internal investigation is underway. We take these allegations seriously." Yeah, I bet they did. By evening, a swarm of reporters had set up outside her building. Shareholders were calling emergency board meetings. Employees were talking to HR like it was a damn confession booth. The PR team tried spinning it, claimed Monica was the victim of a smear campaign. Didn't work. Not when her husband filed for divorce 2 days later. Not when Tyler Grant went on leave the same morning. Not when the condo keys were found and the expense fraud started lining up with a whole string of travel records. And right in the middle of the storm, Alana. She got called into a temporary suspension pending review. Not fired yet, But the look on her face when I saw her leaving the office building on the news, that told me enough. She knew it was over. That week she called me 5 times, texted twice that. Everything from, please talk to me, to, you don't understand what I'm going through. I read them, everyone, then deleted them. I didn't need to reply. She made her bed. The 6th day, she showed up in person. I was sitting on the back porch, sipping coffee, sun hitting just enough of the deck to warm my legs. I heard her car before I saw her. Same silver SUV, still spotless. She pulled up slow, like maybe if she parked quiet enough, it wouldn't feel real. Then she got out. Alana walked up the back steps like she had every right to. Still polished, but different. No blazer, no heels. Her eyes were red, her voice shaking before she even spoke. Please. Just 5 minutes. I didn't move. I'm not here to fight, she said, stepping closer. I need you to hear me. I didn't answer, just leaned back in the chair. She took a breath like she was holding back a full-body collapse. They suspended me. They think I knew about the affair, about the condo, about all of it. I raised an eyebrow. Did you? No, she cried, voice cracking. I swear, I didn't know. I believed her. I thought she was tough but fair. I thought... She stopped herself, swallowed hard. I thought you were overreacting. But I was wrong. Tears fell. Real ones this time. She stepped closer, almost at my feet now. I lost everything. The job, the respect, the reputation I built for 15 years. She dragged me down with her and didn't even blink. I looked at her. She waited, holding her breath. I don't love you anymore. Her knees almost buckled. She caught herself on the railing. Don't say that, she whispered. It's the truth. She shook her head. But we were building a life. We were a team. No, I said calmly. You were on a team. With her. I was just in the way. I made a mistake, she pleaded. I was trying to keep the peace. I thought I was doing the right thing. Please, let me fix it. You can't fix this, I said. You picked your side a long time ago. You just didn't expect it to fall apart. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. Just a soft gasp, like the wind had been knocked out of her. I stood up, took the empty coffee mug inside, closed the sliding door behind me. She stayed out there a few minutes longer. I watched through the window as she sat down on the top step, hugged her knees, and cried into her hands. Then she got up, walked to her car, and drove off. Didn't look back. 2 weeks later, I moved into a 1-bedroom apartment on the east side of Charlotte. No crown molding, no double vanities, no walk-in closets, just quiet. No trace of the old life came with me. The walls were bare, the furniture minimal, cheap but clean. The whole place smelled like sawdust and fresh paint. No joint calendars, no cold silences, no Monica, no Alana. One afternoon, Logan showed up with a 6-pack and a crooked grin. You look 10 pounds lighter, he said, kicking the door closed with his boot. Divorce, diet, or peace of mind? I cracked a beer. Both. He walked around, inspecting the place like he was a landlord. Damn, man, you actually did it. Started over. Feels weird, I said, dropping onto the couch. No tension, no games, just space. Logan raised his bottle. Here's to breathing again. After he left, I sat there for a while, beer half finished, music playing low in the background. I hadn't smiled that much in years. With the weight gone, I started doing things I hadn't let myself do before. Signed up for a woodworking class down the street. Started with a nightstand, then a spice rack. Took a weekend trip to Asheville just to hike and not check my phone. Even signed up for a damn painting class. I didn't care if I was good. That wasn't the point. The gallery show came at the end of the month. They let all the students show their work, even the beginners. I almost bailed last minute. Felt stupid like a grown man dragging a canvas through a crowd of hipsters and wine drinkers. But I went. That's where I met her, Sienna. She was standing in front of a watercolor I hadn't even noticed, something moody with trees and fog. Her hair was tied up loose, eyes focused like she was reading the damn brush strokes. I don't know what made me walk up. I didn't have a line. I didn't even have a plan. She looked at me first. You paint. Barely, I said, but I try not to embarrass myself. She laughed, not the polite kind, the real kind. Same, she said. I'm here supporting my sister. She's the artsy one. We stood there talking like we'd known each other 10 years. No guarded words, no performance. No pretending we were anything but two strangers trying something new. She asked what I did. I told her I didn't really know yet, that for the first time in a long time, I was figuring it out. She nodded like she got it, like she'd been there too. We talked until the lights dimmed and people started packing up. She didn't ask if I was married. I didn't ask if she was looking. It didn't matter. It wasn't about labels or next steps. It just felt easy. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was rebuilding from something broken. I felt like I was building something new. A couple weeks later, she called. 1 ring, 2. I almost let it go. Then I answered. She didn't beg. Didn't ramble. Just said, "I'm leaving Charlotte. Thought we should talk before I go." So I agreed. We met at a little cafe near Freedom Park, neutral ground. I got there first, sat outside under the awning with a black coffee and no expectations. She showed up 10 minutes late, wearing a beige coat and no makeup, eyes tired, face soft. "Thanks for meeting me," she said, sitting down across from me. I just nodded. She looked around like the words might be hiding somewhere on the street. "I know sorry doesn't fix anything," she said, "but I mean it. I was wrong." I let her talk. I didn't see it before. I didn't want to. I thought I was protecting my career, but I wasn't protecting you. I wasn't protecting us. I didn't interrupt. She swallowed hard. "I've accepted the suspension. They'll probably push me out, but honestly, I don't want to stay. Too many ghosts here." I took a sip of coffee, watching the people walking by. She leaned forward, voice low. "Do you think, someday, you could forgive me?" I looked her straight in the eye. "I don't hate you." That gave her a flicker of hope. "But I don't trust you either." And just like that, the flicker died. She nodded slowly, blinking fast. "Fair." We sat there for a few more seconds, the silence louder than anything else. Then she stood. "I hope you find peace," she said, voice barely holding. "I hope you're happy." I didn't respond, just gave a small nod. She walked away without looking back. I stayed there, watched a couple argue over a parking ticket, saw a guy spill his drink and laugh about it. Life kept moving, and for once, I wasn't stuck in it. I lifted my cup to peace, to quiet, to being whole.